Come on. Hello.
Underneath the streets of the city, in a world never warmed by the sunlight, windy passages swept by the roar of the railway. Underneath the feet of the people, there's a heartbeating time to the rhythm. The car is swaying, her mind is playing a game. Oh, lulled by the rocking, rolling, I wish that you were holding me. I've only memories to wrap around my mind, pressed close to some stranger. Don't I wish it were your breath I could feel? I just imagine that it's you. I close my eyes. Underneath the streets of the city, captured there in crowded solitude, thoughts like people are pulling and pushing against her. Underneath the feet of the people, nowhere to hide from the sound of his absence. It's an echoing thunder that rings in or under the earth. Oh, lulled by the rocking, rolling, I wish that you were holding me. I've only memories to wrap around my mind, pressed close to some stranger. Don't I wish it were your breath I could feel? I just imagine that it's you. I close my eyes. Oh, for the rumble and the roar of the locomotion, like old emotion. Caught in the reverie, remembrance pouring over me underneath the streets. Lulled by the rocking, rolling, why can't it be you that is holding me? I've only memories to wrap around my mind, pressed close to some stranger. Don't I wish it were your breath I could feel? I just imagine that it's you, only you. I close my eyes. I close my eyes. Close my
Hey, that was Underneath the Streets of the City from my radio show, Dream Farm Radio. Hey, want to see my new t-shirt? I don't know if we can do this. I'll try. Can you see it? Can you see? Is it backwards? We're getting them. We're getting them sorted. Okay, so Sandra helped me kind of go to a level of pro, which is like not there yet because I'm still figuring this out, but we do have some chat on the right side. And Sandra, I can see it's pretty small for me in my window, so that's where I want to go back into Restream and change the size, right? So I can see it. I mean, it kind of looks cool in there. Do you like how the chat looks there? But can you guys actually see that chat? Does that help you find anything or see anything? Like if I was going to read that chat, I have to go like this. So I guess I'm going to have to go in and make it bigger, right? That's the thing. That is from Grapevine Printing. Yes, this is just my first sample t-shirt. It says fear-free living, the only option. But you can see how it's kind of dark. And besides which, I want to move it up a little bit, so maybe it starts here. But this is a nice V t-shirt, which I like. And on the back, you learn to be afraid, you can learn to be free. Those are going to be the t-shirts for the new era, overcoming the vid, the breaking the brainwashing. I want people walking around with t-shirts that say live fear-free, you learn to be afraid, you can learn to be free. Like everywhere we need to wear those, like you learn to be afraid, they taught us to be terrorized, they programmed us, they taught us, they reinforced it, they did everything you need to do in order to live fear-free, except for they used it against us. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed how that worked? They did what we need to do. First of all, the idea is if apparently this was learned by the Soviets in the 1960s, or maybe one of our three-letter agencies. The thing of it is that if you blanket people with 6 weeks worth of fear-filled messages consistently, you can get them to do just about anything. You can brainwash people just in 6 short weeks of just consistent over. So we saw, first of all, we saw the consistent drum roll every day, and it happens. You go online and there's a zillion little updates on masks and this and that. You drive into every new state you drive through and they've got their big signs. Every store, everywhere. What if every state you drove into had a big sign that said, you're free, freedom, confidence, peace? What if every store you walked in said, happiness required to enter? What would that be awesome? Like if, in order to come into this store, you have to be a person who brings peace. I mean, literally, so the things that create the fear-free mindset were used against us in reverse to completely blanket the atmosphere with a series of messages that is permeating, and then getting people to do things out of self-preservation to keep themselves afraid. And then on top of that, you add that diabolical second level that if I don't do the thing that the elites want me to do, the experts, then somehow I could be responsible for killing other people. That is the biggest, ugliest manipulative. That's what abusers do to other people. They get you to obey, they manipulate you, and then they play the poor me game. An abuser has an amazing way of coming back to the person they've abused and somehow eliciting a sense of responsibility from the person who's been abused for them. Alcoholics do it all the time. Abusers do it all the time. They'll be the big bullies, and yet they'll turn around on the people that they've abused and make them responsible for the safety, for the welfare, for the emotional care of the abuser. And that's what we've all been through with this whole mind control thing related to this virus, related to the masks, related to everything that we've been going around dealing with. Well, imagine if that was used in reverse. Imagine what happened if you blanketed your world with the I am safe already in Christ message, therefore I die. Because the Bible never says that you won't find anywhere in the scriptures that says stay safe. You'll find you've already died, you're dead, your life is hidden with God in Christ, and that you are secure in Him. But as for this world, it talks about being willing to give your life for the sake of the kingdom, for the gospel. As it's you lay down your life, right? And the stay safe meme is not biblical, and it's not healthy to walk around all the time with hypochondriacal thinking. I dipped into an article recently about why we should care that people are wearing these things outside. I mean, first of all, at all, but outside, because it's a sign of mass mental illness. It is a sign of reinforcing hypochondria, absolute obsession with your own personal health, and obsession with worry and fear about everything that could happen to you. It is creating a form of hypochondria in the public. And what I can't even imagine what it's doing to little kids. I saw the face of a kid. I was at a restaurant down here, and I don't wear those things, and it was actually outside, and the little child, maybe first, second grade, I was sitting there, 5 feet away or something without one of the deals on, and this little kid walked up and saw me there without the face burqa on, the mouth burqa, in terror. That lady, the fear on this kid's face. And I finally just looked over and I said, oh, you don't have to worry about me. You don't have to worry about me. I heal people. I make sure everyone around me gets healed. You're totally fine around me. You don't even have to worry about this thing. God's got this. You're free. I had to speak that out. What would happen if we had 6 weeks of inundating ourselves, our environment, putting signs up everywhere but that says you're free. You're free. You're hidden in God with Christ. Nothing can separate you from the love of God. Nothing can separate you from his power. What would that look like if we were bombarded with those messages and then we were asked to do very specific physical activities relating to that? Okay, so they've given us these specific physical things. Cover this, stay this many feet away, do this, do that, now get the jab. What if we, in pursuit of our fear-free lives, did very specific physical activities to reinforce the truth? One of the things that I do on purpose is to specifically go up to people and ask how I can pray for them, as a physical reinforcement with my mouth, with my hands, with my eyes, with my body, and say, how can I pray for you today? What is your need? Oh, I see you look like you're limping. Can I pray for you? And then I'll ask permission. May I approach you? Is that okay? I have had very, very few, only one person really in the last 4 or 5 months who was like, no, stay away from me. Okay. But everyone else, let me come and lay hands, and then I'll speak to it and I'll say, and so I have to do something with my body as a daily reinforcement of the truth, a physical act. That can definitely be declarations and words that come out of our mouth, but it might just be wearing things like this instead of things like this, right? It might be getting up every day and putting on for a season, for 6-8 months. Maybe we all just wear the gear that says live fear free. You learned this, you can learn to be free. The other one that Amy at Grapevine did for me was no fear can live here. One of the t-shirts, and on the back it says go do something that scares you. And that is very provocative because people are associating what scares them with what could kill them. And that's how the brain works. Brain is sort of zeros and ones. In general, it's designed, your body's designed to keep you safe. Your brain is working constantly to assess all dangers around you, to know that you should react to existential threat. And it tends to want, let's see, are we going to die or are we going to live? Are we going to die or are we going to live? I mean, that's kind of how the non-conscious self-protecting regulation of the body works. Dead, alive, living, dying. That's kind of how it works, which is why things that feel like death to you can cause such a deep response. It's not that you're going to die when you see the rubber snake. It's that you believe you could. It feels like death to see that rubber snake right there on the ground. Shame feels a lot like death. Rejection can feel like death. It can feel like you're not going to survive if you get your heart broken. You feel like this we have within us this need to thrive, right? And when when we feel a threat to our welcome on the planet, to our ability to love and be accepted, we fear that there's no space for us. I could die if you don't love me. I could die if you reject me. I could die if you shame me. That's how deep it feels into that response of ones and zeros. Live, die, safe, dead is kind of how the body reacts. And so, generally speaking, I'm trying to help us turn down that super high level of everything could equal death to no, this is just called risk. This is called just getting my life back. This is called functioning. And I'm going to teach my body not to be afraid of everything as if it could kill me. Okay? So these are just some of the thoughts I have. And good afternoon. I'm seeing this chat. I need to make it bigger so I don't have to lean in and look at everything. And I just kind of wanted to try out my new technology because I reached out to Sandra of Coffee Talk to help me try to go to another level with this tech. It's not quite there yet, is it? It's not. But I wanted to bring up the chat, and I wanted to be able to integrate OBS with Restream, which is, and I have to tell you, it was so good for me to have Sandra take me by the hand and walk through this, because that's one of those areas where I don't want to change and I don't want to grow easily. So remember that the people around you are placed into your life to help you take certain levels of risk and to walk you through so you'll grow past where you're stuck. And remember that fear doesn't always come out on a subtle level as panic. It comes out as avoidance. It comes out of, oh, well, this is enough. I don't need to try. Why should I change? This is good enough. This is good enough for me. It works. Why improve? Why buy new shoes? Why, this is enough. That's another form of self-sabotaging fear. So we deal with it all these ways. And I had my gig again on Sunday with my brand new sound system and my brand new guitar. And it was so good because I really decided to treat my my voice, my music, and my presentation with another level of quality that I haven't for a very long time, because I was kind of like, people have heard me before. I don't need to be, this is good enough. I can hang with this. Why do I really want to change? I mean, who's really going to care one way or another? To get that language, it's kind of like, doesn't matter. Because on the other end of that doesn't matter is the avoidance of that deeper rejection, right? Anyway, so I did it. I'm glad I did it. I'm making myself do things that I was rolling my eyes at just a few weeks ago, where I had just decided I had got good enough. I got free enough. I got healthy enough. Leave me alone. I got a thing going on. And the Lord has a way of kind of, just nudging you into the discomfort. Also on Friday, I announced something that I want to keep announcing to you. I am looking for no more than 10 very motivated people to work with me in a small mastermind group of people who really want to get free on a whole other level. And it's a 14-week program that I have personally designed, multi-dimensional program for a lot of parts of you to really dig in and to get to the roots of the fears and to really get into the change, the mentoring, the prophetic, the supernatural, and the life skill training of living fear-free as a whole new way of being and acting and responding. And so I cannot have more than 10 people because it just would not, it has to be like really, it's very personal. It builds a community, it builds a space for the people involved. And I need to have a minimum of like 6 because there's a certain dynamic on the other end, but I can't take more than 10. So if you are interested, now I'm not for everybody and I'm not for free. This is not on the cheap. This is an investment. It's not by any means exorbitant. A lot of times there are I have personally spent thousands of dollars for classes because I valued what these people had to bring me, and because of that I got that amount of value out of the classes. I'm not exorbitant by any means, but I'm not cheap. This isn't your basic get everything for free thing. This is where you've decided, I can't live this anyway. I don't want to live this way anymore. I want to go pro, so I want to hang out with people who are going pro. I want to get with people that are on that level, moving to that next level. Because have you not realized that when you're around people for whom this is good enough, that's as far as it goes. This is it. This is good. What do I need to change for? Hey, I like how it works, right? When you're around those level of people, that's what you get. When you're around a certain amount of change, then you get that much change. When you're around when you're around risk that you've done already a bunch before, so you're good at that, it's time to do something you're not as good at. And that's where being in a intense small mastermind group, fear-free living group is really, really important. And so if you're interested, I want you to email me and I will speak with you directly about it. julie.lavender@dreamfarm.vision. Okay, maybe we can put that here. I'll give that a try. At some point, I should be able to do like this Epic Pro graphics thing, but let's put it in here. You're going to email me at julie.lavender@dreamfarm.vision. Isn't that a cool URL? Let's see if that's, except for, you know what? My fingers are so fat. Do you guys have problems with texting? I have the fattest fingers. At dreamfarm.vision. Okay, julie.lavender. Okay, here we go. That should be in the, there, do you see it? Hey, that's got some tech right there. And I got to tell you, I got to go pro and I got to go work on my book, because I did a not pro thing this morning, because there's continuing kind of upheaval in a community issue, and so I addressed it first. I should have addressed my personal work first, but I didn't. So now I'm going to go back and show up as a pro at that keyboard, facing that page, dealing with the story of this family that I'm very emotionally involved with my characters, and I'm kind of worried about them, to be honest with you. The other day I was going, Lord, it makes me anxious to write about this family, because they're dealing with like the story that I'm writing is it carries the struggle and the drama of what we've been through over the last year. And I felt like the Holy Spirit said to me, they'll be okay. The characters in my book, like he said, they'll be okay. I was like, really? Because I'm honestly not sure they will be right now. That's how it feels some days, right? So in any event, if you are interested in talking with me directly about being in my mastermind group, again, no more than 10, and it's a 14-week thing, so that gives you time to really settle in. But it's not like there's an enormous amount of work. It has to do with when you're in this kind of a group, what happens is there is an unconscious work. There's a bubbling. There's a crock pot kind of thing that starts stirring in you, and you put yourself in a position where you're in a risk-filled, loving community, where your risk is lovingly designed to move you out of the places where you've been stuck in fear and self-sabotage. So if you want to join me for that, then please email me at julie.lavender@dreamfarm.vision, and I will give you all the information. And again, I can take no more than 10 people, although I'd love to be able to take more. And I will be back with you tomorrow. But honestly, it's time for me to go pro, and I will talk to you later. Go do something that scares you, and I'll let you know about the t-shirt.